There is only one Indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever.
Land of the rising sun, we love and cherish. Beloved homeland of our brave heroes. We must defend our lives, or we shall perish. We shall protect our hearts from all our foes. But if the prize is death for all we hold dear, then let us die without a shred of fear. Held to Biafra, consecrated nation. Oh, fatherland, peace be our solemn pledge. Defending thee shall be our dedication. Spilling our blood will count our privilege. Now waving standard which emboldened thee free shall always be our flag of liberty. We shall emerge triumphant from this ordeal, and through the crucible unscathed we'll pass. When we are poised, the wind of battle to heal, we shall remember those who died in mass. Then shall our joy
for the creation of the sovereign state of Biafra. It is within my right as a legislator to do that on the floor of the House of Representatives. If I don't do it there, where else do you want me to do? Do you want me to carry arms?
As we prepare for Nigeria election come 2023 in Biafra land, being at the center of decision making is the only way to restore Biafra. You can only score the goal when you are inside the pitch, and this is why we encourage you to go get your voter's card, also known as PVC, for effective and peaceful governance in Biafra. This message is endorsed by Biafra de facto customary government.
Yes, of course, still on the issue of Biafra. I always say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. As always, this is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station. I keep saying station. And of course, this very platform is being anchored by Diokpa Uchiuka Fomefo, who hails from Apathy in Anambra State. Diokpa Uchiuka Fomefo is the man who has assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. On this very platform, it is powered by pro-Biafran groups, some of which we has grown up to a certain level of maturity, that they understand that the way forward is for us to come together, unanimously agreeing on basic principles that need to be initiated as far as this project is concerned. As customary demand on this platform, I acknowledge every member of the de facto customary government, headed by Alhaji Asare Dokubo and deputized by our sister Rita Anebogo. Every member, both from the parliament as well as the implementation body, of course, the executive, I acknowledge all of you. Dr. Ikena Wanonenyi, Mazi Obidio Bienu, Mazi Gono, Edaonyale, Mazi Uchenna Siebu, Dr. Wokenkwo, and too numerous to mention. Acknowledge members of the Biafra Nation Alliance, the original watchmen, those who are saddled with the spiritual responsibility to watch over the affair of this Biafra nation. From the administrators around the world down to our media team, board of trustees, you are highly appreciated. Our brother Willie, Mbwadike, Okomokom, Agonwaye, Ada Biafra, Onwukwenwanze, those you know, too numerous to mention. Acknowledge all of you. Those who are working behind the scene, those who are risking their life in the face of these monsters. Acknowledge all of you. Biafrans, thank you. I acknowledge our brothers, misguided ones, those who think that by blackmailing their own brothers they will get Biafra, those who think that by character assassinating anybody will give them Biafra, and those who are ignorant as well as naive, getting involved in matter they know nothing about. It is amazing, as grown up as most of them are, they just give them recharge card 20 naira. They can even abuse and insult their mothers and their father. These are people supposedly looking for Biafra. There were reasons for every process that were initiated as far as this project was concerned. But you know, too much of everything is bad. And now we have come to a stage. For over 1 year, Yoruba Gota media is not lying any longer. Why? Because indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, they can now lie more than Yoruba Gota media. Fulani headsmen are not ravaging everywhere. Why? Because indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu has taken over. And we are still at the cross junction where we really need to renegotiate our stand as a people. Some people are trying, so you say they are good men, they are mature men, and they are deliberately covering up the truth, which is uncalled for. If you want to save the next generation, let us stop pretending. Stop behaving, oh, I'm a gentleman, I'm an elderly statesman, I am a mature man. It don't take away we they see this kind of people. For God's sake, we should get angry. We should get angry with ourselves, because what we see happen around us is unacceptable. And so we're trying to bend our mouth. Let's say it so it will look good. Brother, sit back and think about how many people that have died because of this issue, Biafra. What did you think? If you have ever held any of them in your arms, if you were ever close to any of them, see them dying of poison, dying in the hand of their brother, dying in the hand of the Fulani, dying in the hand of the Yoruba, dying in the hand of the foreigners, dying home and abroad. If you have ever witnessed any of them, tell me what you see in their eye. Tell me what their last cry is. And then when you are talking, I'll look to you, listen to you, because I know you are saying something. Not when you cross your leg on your air-conditioned room, sponsored by the blood of our people, and then you are telling me you are a hiker, you are a blogger, you are a supremacy, you are fighting for Biafra, and then you bastardize the whole lineage, destroying all our cultures, and then we are comfortable with it because nepotism has to overrule our reasoning, our conscience, and everything that we are. And so when they give you 2,000, you come on Facebook, you certain people, you see this very music you people have put on. It is going to play for a very long time. My happiness is that we are using gramophone. I know most of you don't know that. We are using gramophone. And we are very close to the handle. We will whine it and whine it and whine it, and it's going to play for a very long time until all of us are fed up and we are tired of playing. If you think it's going to end the way you have visaged, the way you have planned it to be, you lie. I have to acknowledge you, because indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, IPONC, they are the only one attacking everybody, antagonizing everybody. I say almost 1 year, we lose focus. And instead of us to come out and say the truth, we are deceiving ourselves by trying to pamper words. When we begin to see sincere men, when we begin to see progressive-minded individuals, when we begin to see men and women who have conscience, when we begin to see who truly stand for the overall interest of our people, we will recognize them. I tell you that. And so Nnamdi Kanu IPOB, come on my platform, yap, insult me, say whatever you like, because that is your cause. But I am your destiny, and I am your doom. Acknowledge men and women who are out there. Most of you are not Biafrans. But of course, for the sake of humanity, you identify with us in this struggle. You understand everything we are going through. And you pray for us every day. Our prayers are with you also. Most of you support morally. Most of you support financially. Most of you support with your talent. And each time we come into the meeting, I keep reasoning, even before I came on air this evening, I keep picturing images, the sound of most of our elders' voices. I keep listening. I keep trying to get back. What motivates these people? What moves these people? They are not hungry like me. They are not illiterate like me. They are not hopeless like me. They are not in the zoo like me. Let's say they are comfortable, but yet the spirit of Biafra that will never die don't allow them to rest. Every day we are in a boardroom meeting. Every day we are discussing. Every day we are fighting ourselves. Every day we are accusing ourselves. Every day we are suspecting ourselves. Every day we have to discomfort ourselves. And every day we have to come back and mess up ourselves. And yet we stood our ground. Why won't I acknowledge such men and women this very evening? Most of you do not know why. Each time I come, I begin to try to acknowledge some people, because what they are doing, it's unbelievable. They are the real people doing miracle. Because they are not being paid. They are not packing our money like in Nnamdi Kanu. When we tell, he say, leave Nnamdi Kanu, leave Nnamdi Kanu. They are not being paid. They are just there serving out their life. Such brothers, such sisters, believe me, I may be the one insulting you tomorrow. I may be the one abusing you tomorrow. I may be the one to challenge you tomorrow. But understand that little moment, we're against all odds. Even on the expense of your family, you risk it all. Not just for me, most especially for the memory of those who have died for this journey, for the sake of this Biafra. I thank you. I thank you. Jesus, the Son of God, I believe in you. I believe in you. Jesus, the Son of God, we believe in you. We believe in you. In our darkest time, you became our light. With your healing arms, you restore my soul. So Jesus, the Son of God, we believe in you. We believe in you. Father, all we ask is that you prevail over all of us. That you have your way in what we do. Because we do not have the wisdom, the knowledge. We don't have anything. But of course, because we know you are aboard the ship, with confidence, assurance, we do everything we do. Thank you because your faithfulness endureth forever. And of course, we must proceed to begin to look into our topic today, because a lot of things are changing. The very life as we know it today is not the same as it used to be. Our topic this evening is simply titled, The Need to Save Ourselves from Political Apathy. The need for us to save ourselves from political apathy. You will notice in recent days we have started raising up campaign, and of course in form of enlightenment campaign, among others, regarding Nigerian politics and the need for full participation of Biafrans on this very issue of oncoming election 2023. In less than 1 year and some months, I think our position would have been defined by our actions this very day. And we know we have but limited time, but we will continue to push this message, believing the Almighty Creator that it will get to every nook and cranny of this universe. It will get to every Biafrans, and then the enablement for them to initiate the required demand to observe the necessary protocol will be imparted into them. And so for some time now, we've been talking about go and get your PVC, go and register. This is not because we are interested in politics. This is not because we want to be governor or president, or we want to be their emissary, or we want to be their bodyguard, or no. What we do here is bigger than every one of us. What we do here is bigger than every one of us. That is why when we want to address you, we fail to be economical with words. And then this evening, I want us to look at one area regarding political apathy. In political science, political apathy is a lack of interest. It can be categorized as the indifference of an individual and a lack of interest in participating in political activity. When we see that word apathy, it's just a way to discuss, let us discuss about the lack of interest of our people when it comes to the issue of politics. Our indifferent response as individual or as a group of nation in participating in political activities. This is one truth most of us do not know. When I joined IPOB, for instance, because I was not a member of Mozob, I was not born when Ojukwu fought Biafra War, maybe I would have been member of them. For a fellow Azurike, he was more concentrated on the southeast, and I was not from the southeast, and there was no room for our people. Forget about this incorporation going on these days, which is actually a welcome development. And so even though I would have wanted to join, I think I was very much younger then. I can't figure it out, so I was not there. But I started with IPOB. And somewhere along the line, in most of this meeting, I asked my leaders, supposedly at that moment, I said, why do we have to curse everybody out? Why do we have to stand biased? Why do we have to treat people this way? Even though we continue doing the same thing till today. And of course, this brother, humble to the earth, he's a human, although he's a saboteur now anyway. And he said to me, these things are not permanent, they are temporal. We are doing this in order to get here. We are doing this in order to get this attention. We initiate this process because we want this thing to be registered. And I said, okay, that is a good one. That is a good one. I don't intend to go in depth of the discussion because it's not for you. That is a good one. And so everything we did, everything we have done, and everything we are still going to do tomorrow, there must be a genuine purpose behind it. And so we did what we have to do. And you see, at every given instant, the required result is recorded. The aim and target is achieved. But it was not meant to continue that way. But some people along the line had a different mindset. And others were differently oriented in what they are supposed to do. And of course, we have people whose job is to change narratives. And so today, when we talk about political issue, when we look at the study political apathy, a lack of interest in political activities, it was not always like this. Our fathers before us were very, very much interested in politics. Dim Chukwemeka Dimego Chukwu is a politician to the core. Till his dying moment, he is a politician. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, he's a politician. And every other great men and women you have ever known from our region, they were all politicians. They were politicians. They were interested in political activities. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, for instance, he rolled his political career beyond the borders of Biafra, to the west, to the east, and across Africa. And so it was not always like this. But we got to a stage. On this very Biafra platform agitation, we told our people, disassociate yourself from politics. We encouraged our people. Of course, despite encouraging our people, the Nigerian setting has actually given us no room to continue or get involved in politics. Because the issue of being disenfranchised has not been addressed. The issue of census figure, provision of INEC material, all of them put together, it has never been addressed. The issue of importing foreigners to come and have our PVC, in fact, we have to take PVC to neighboring country to come and vote. So if the ability to rig is not available, and then they can still win by the virtue of fake PVC. We understand all these things. And when it looks as if there is no way out, to checkmate this evil, we encourage our people, avoid politics. There are so many reasons behind the reason. We say, do not get involved in politics. And this is because we want to differentiate ourselves from them first of all. We want to know how many of our politicians are actually involved in this fraudulent political activity. We want to know how many of them that are with us. And of course, this will help us ascertain to know the level of readiness preparation in the heart of our people. We agreed. We avoided politicians. We campaigned against them. We insult all of them. We abuse all of them. I have no intention of retrieving my word, but somewhere, somehow, I feel things were done better than it was. But then there is no regret because everything was in accordance. We said, no, don't vote, don't near them. They are evil, they are criminal, they are bad people, they have sold us. Am I changing the narrative? No, the truth remains the truth. But sooner or later, when we have progressed beyond that point, it is then evident that we cannot get beyond this point as a bloody civilian that we are. And of course, we are referred to a bloody civilian. In fact, if you are a military man, you are in any security outfit in Nigeria, and then you form alliance with the civilians, automatically you become a bloody civilian, impersonator. That is what they will refer you to. Of course, you know your rules of engagement. And so we understand we can't move on. If we want to fight war, it is not giving us stick and firewood, kidnapping police to get ammunition. Dim Chukwuemeka was a colonel trained by the British. He had all he needed to be able to win this war. Most of our people in the military, they joined him. The few who did not join him helped the Nigerian state to cause havoc in Biafra land. Am I here to blame them? No. And so if we as Biafran people want to fight war with Nigeria, our people in security apparatus should be in alliance with us. But then we have a leader who say, all of you resign from police, resign from army, come back now. We will pay you your money 3 months in advance. We will pay you even 3 months in arrears. But Nnamdi Kanu sister is still a police till tomorrow morning. Most of you foolishly resign. But I'm sorry for saying foolishly. I'm sorry. It is the love of Biafra that drives you. You did the right thing, honestly. I apologize for that statement. And so most of you, for the love of your nation, you resigned. I know you are living a miserable life out there, but it's okay. You will be fine. I can assure you that. We got to another stage, and then they said, oh, avoid politicians. They are evil. They are criminal. This one, Onyoshi. This one, Ugwani woman. This one, everybody will abuse them. We thought they were very evil, but in the end of the day, they are the gatekeeper to the next pavilion we want to approach. So how do you pass there? You can't win them. You can't beat them. You can't kidnap them. You will only kill the poor people living around them. But that is not the issue. Because the issue now is that the same people who are telling you, hey, avoid politician, avoid politician. The same people are going behind to collect money. The governors are not my problem. If not, all of you, I will publish how much all of you gave to Nnamdi Kanu. All of you going to backyard and collect money. Record and evidence against you. Let us save our people from this precarious situation, and then everybody go home, for God's sake. So every politician who has given Nnamdi Kanu a dime, I am not Nigerian government. I am not Imo State that will tell you, I will publish the name of those sponsoring Boko Haram. Then it becomes a mirage. Federal government know those who sponsor Boko Haram. Governor of Imo State know those sponsoring unknown government. Leave all those stories. We are not like that. If we threaten to do that, even before we say it, we will do it so that you see it. And so he went behind them. Oh, give us money, give us money, give us money. He was jumping up and down. But meanwhile, after dining, whining with these people, he came and said, don't mind them. They are evil. They are criminal. Don't join the politics. Avoid the politics. It dawned on most of you. It dawned on most of you. When we finish Atiku joining, in less than 72 hours to the election, Nnamdi Kanu asked you, our terms and conditions haven't been met. Let us therefore go ahead and vote election. How will you vote when you don't have PVC? If getting involved in politics is this evil, why would Nnamdi Kanu send us to do this evil in the first place? Why would Nnamdi Kanu on our whole Hello supposedly Radio Biafra issue an order that our terms and conditions, which is give us Biafra, have been met and the document have been sealed, have been delivered, he is satisfied, go and do evil? Is that what you are telling me? Because most of you say, I don't turn to politician, no. My brother, he money leni yakai. Onye money he be money. Now, because of all this narrative I've given so far, what did our people do? They moved back from politics. Everybody ran away from politics. But it's amazing. You don't want to get involved in politics, but you still continue complaining about the politics. Oh, politicians are evil. And then you are crying. Opus Odema did not win. It's Supreme Court governor. But that is politics. Why are you getting involved? So let's keep quiet. Let them mess up our region. And so because of all these activities that are taking place in time past, all of us lose interest in politics. And that is what brought about the need for us to save ourselves from political apathy. When we talk about political apathy, we have apathy towards politics. We have interest apathy. We have information apathy. We have voters apathy. We fail to show interest when it comes to voting, as we are encouraging you to go and get your PVC now. You lack interest when it comes to the issue of getting information about what politics is saying around the world today and how it affects your region. We lack interest on politics itself completely. Apathy has become a system of institutionalized radical segregation as a result of influence on our collective interest. Just as I have narrated, this very issue of apathy, it has become at this moment a system of institutionalized radical segregation as a result of it or our position being influenced by a particular interest group. It's now institutionalized. Go and check how many people that turn up for their PVC. The number coming from the southeast, my brother, is unheard of. It's a failure. We don't show interest. Why? Because over the years we have been telling you, don't join politics, don't join politics. It was meant for temporal aim. It was targeted at a particular aim which has been achieved already. But to move to the next stage, there are people enjoying the money. They climb their ivory tower and tell you they are God. They want to remain there. That is why when they were in Egypt, people like Datan and Abihu, having eaten a lot of watermelon in Egypt, they do not have the desire to leave Egypt any longer. Any small thing. We were chopping watermelon. We were chopping ice fish. We were taking cucumber. Why don't you allow us to die there? Today we have gotten to a stage now. The same people who would have been yearning for our freedom, they are now telling you, now they cannot say he's ready for peace now, if Nigeria is ready. Who want peace now? No, now they can. Who is asking for peace? The people you asked to kill police and they died. The people you tell, those of you who are about to die, that I will salute you and they die. The people you betray and they are dead. Now they can. How are you going to give them peace? You are who is making peace. You are who is making peace. You are Nigeria. We are open for peace. Peace. Collect your own money and come and do Jagaban in Igbo land. No be today, Nyashide back. We know where all these things started. We know how it's going to end. Stop deceiving us. Collect your own amnesty. Come back and become Godfather. We will be hailing you. Zombies and Mugu are there, they will clap for you because you are Messiah and Savior. And someone is going to say, hey, let's not talk about them. Then who are we going to talk about? Let's not. Then why are we talking about all these sinful in our society? Let us praise them, because I can do that very well, for God's sake. Very unfortunate situation we have placed ourselves. And so, the result of political apathy, it has been radically institutionalized in our very lives. Let us leave Egypt. Let us leave Egypt. These people refuse. Those of you who want cucumber, those of you who want watermelon, you want to eat ice fish, and then you have to character assassinate all of us. You have to blackmail us. You have to send amen against us. I have said it over and over. We have prepared the altar already. Not for you, for the Creator. If He will permit you to kill us, then we will die. If He permits you to take anything that belongs to us, we will gladly give it. We are deceiving our people, or we are deceiving Yoruba, or we are deceiving anybody. Very unfortunate. Now we must understand the disadvantage of this political apathy. Not getting involved in politics. What are the disadvantages? Because if it doesn't have disadvantage, it's all advantage. I do not think the noble men and women and the Biafran nation, I mean de facto customary government, will be here telling you, go and get your PVC. Do you know how much these genuine men and women are putting to make those jingle? Do you know how effort they are putting to make this broadcast? Do you know what they are doing to make sure you are not disenfranchised? But of course, you did not send them. It's not just about you and me. Look at your son and your daughter around you. Those of you in diaspora, if the politics, if the government of the day in power is not in support of your people, your children will not come home. With the situation we are today in Biafra land, we're supposed to have a special envoy around the world with their head office in Biafra land, who will be collecting data and getting information, feedback from our sons and daughters born in unknown destination. Most of them can never come back home again. They know who they are. But if they come to Nigeria now, who will direct them to their father compound? Who will help them to trace their lineage? No, who will help our children to come home, for God's sake? If Nigerian embassy, as a Biafran that you are, don't give a hoot about you, when you are dead, is it your children that can't even pronounce your village name that they are going to bring home? One of my brother in America, they have problem in their family. Everybody was dying in their family. He was the only surviving son. And for some reason, the family rallied around, gathered money, sent it to America. And so if everybody in the family have to die for no reason, this one will not die. He survived. He's still in America. He don't even know his father compound again. And we are making effort to help him come back home. You think he's the only one? I have cases like that, more than 1,000 of them. And so if the government of the day don't give a hoot about you, tell me how your children are going to come back. Look at those your children. If you don't understand, do it for their sake. But this is the time our people will say, shine your eye well. Shine your eye well. Because there is more beneath that the eye can see. They have disadvantage. Of course, they have advantage. From the disadvantage, this evening, you'll be able to know the advantage. Number one disadvantage, lack of political bedrock. In a system where apathy have been institutionalized, one of the disadvantages is that there is a lack of political bedrock. When I mean lack of political bedrock, what do I mean? There is a lack of stitching together of processes that operate on vastly different time scale, geology, economics, and politics rather. Of course, we're talking about political identity. In the absence of political bedrock, we cannot come together. There is nothing that unites us. We cannot reason together. We cannot form alliance in any front. We are unstable. For instance, if what we are doing on this platform is being done in accordance, if every component member involved we are properly inducted about procedures and what needs to be done, and then you will get opinion on what need not to be done. For instance, some group of agitators took it upon themselves to demand for justice, that the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu, he must be released unconditionally. After all, he would not have run away or have means of justifying his running away if the Nigerian military has not invaded his home. And so see, this group took it upon themselves and say there will be no market, there will be no business. Everybody in this region must sit at home. But these were done out of emotion. These processes were initiated out of ego, not for the overall interest of even Nnamdi Kanu. Not to talk of Nigeria. They want to show the world our people obey us. Monkey and baboons, according to Nnamdi Kanu. We obey you now. Or you continue sit at home. When I don't, they run for sit at home. But the problem is the people were not carried along. The people were not informed. They never, Chike Doziem never took time to find out how many people died as a result of sit at home. Some doctors could not go to the hospital to attend to their patient. They all died. Some people were on their way for antenatal care. They died on the way. Some people could not access their drug because they were sit at home. They died anyway. Some people, they don't even have means of surviving the next meal. They need to go out somehow. I've not seen a father of like 5 children. In the morning, the father will be hawking water. The 5 children will be hawking water. Maybe before 11 o'clock, they are able to make like 250 each. They will give it to one of them and say, go home, go and prepare food, so that when we come, we can eat. And then the rest 5 of them begin to hustle. You tell them to sit at home, but you don't know what you have done to them. And so all of us will die because Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. And when I tell you now, you say, hey, South Africa do this. Don't you know Nelson Mandela stayed 27 years in prison? 27 years. 27 years. 27 years. He didn't have wife. He didn't have children. He didn't have a home. He never had a career. When we talk, we compare ourselves with South Africa, where we cannot even fathom that which drives them. Very unfortunate. Because there is no political bedrock, we couldn't reason together. We can't plan together. Which governor is going to tell you, stop this madness? Do you know how many of our children who has lost one good session or 2 academic session as a result of sit at home in a city at home? And all of your children are schooling in diaspora. And you are telling us to sit at home. In the evening, you come on social media, you and your son, you dance on social media, on a do jolly. They are not pama with native. It's God saying, hey, this on our God, we go know who him be very soon. Rubbish. So that is the disadvantage. The governors rose up and said, we want to give security. If there were political, if there were no political apathy, of course, destroying the whole of our region, it's as simple as ABCD. Just like Alhaji Asare Dokubo has done. Now the Kanu would have stepped forward and said, David Umahi, let me train your men. Let's stop these Fulani headsmen. That is how you know genuine people. Governor Wike, Governor Kowa. Yes, governors or them, I don't trust you, I don't like you. But this issue of security, when we finish addressing it, we look into your matter. Send your men, let us train them. And if we are able to create such platform, now if we are be, and Asari came forward and tell you, send your people, let me train them for free. Send them. Some of you are changing the narratives. The truth is that a day will come. We will need all of us to survive. Anybody you think they are irrelevant, don't worry, get ready. Anybody you think they are useless, don't worry, get ready. There is no relationship. We have to fight everybody. No bedrock, no political bedrock, no stability. Is Omoteko fighting with the governors? Is OPC fighting with anybody? There exists a political bedrock between all of them. Can't we learn from there? Yoruba is encouraging you, sit at home, sit at home, sit at home. They are not sitting at home. Where is Ohonhoho? Have they released him? Why are they not sitting at home? Some of you are carrying gun. You're happy. We have gun. We will take you unaware. But some of us don't they carry this gun before they even open eyes. You don't see this gun where you don't mean anything. You just touch and now small picking no medicine, say na vegetable. They jump up and down. Our boys, our men. When everybody go hold this very sugar cane. But you will not understand. That is the problem. But for the sake of our people, the reason we are asking you go and get your PVC is that we need to create this platform. Today, Bubago, I can tell you from my perspective, they are doing miracle. They are doing miracle, but you will not understand because you don't want to understand. In the absence of a Bubago, more than 70% of a born youth will be in their grave by now. They will die for nothing, think they are dying for Biafra. Biafra, which is almost changing to Idu Kingdom. But at the same time, in the absence of Fulani headsmen, the same our people, the same Igbo people, I tell you, Ebubago is evil. Ebubago, am I Ebubago? Am I Ebubago? Am I dead man walking? Am I a volunteer? You castigate them, you do. There is no platform for all of us to function as one. And you that is killing your people want to come and guide my village. And you think I will sleep and close two of my eyes? And now you begin to get the point. Let me not digress further. Number 2 disadvantage. Unstable political future. A people who are suffering from this political apathy, they have unstable political future. What do we mean by political future? I tried to listen to the news today from the Nigerian radio. And I was almost crying because they were rejoicing. Anyway, Governor Wike is going to, Governor Chibuike Amechi is going to be crowned the trusted son of Daura. Anyway, our glorious son is now the trusted son of Daura. Chibuike Rotimi Amechi, trusted son of Daura. All these are political strategy. And then when they finish announcing him for his oncoming coronation as the trusted man, how did they call it? Is it Duguduagwa of Udaura? Chibuike Amechi. And then another group continued to timpu. Ewe, our son Wike is the Agadagudu Doom of Castana. All of them have chieftaincy title from Obiano to Kowa. All of them have chieftaincy title because you must go and swear oath for the Fulanis. You must go to the north and take oath of allegiance. You must kill your people. You must rob your people. You must destroy your people. You must not develop your people. Everything you do, it shall be for the interest of the north. If not, you are not going there. And so we don't have political future in the end of it. Little wonder, once election come, all of them begin to run to the north. Castana, Daura, Niger, they begin to look for alliance. They leave you, they abandon you. You are crying. All of them are imam. We are calling them saboteur. Why do you hear? Why do you hear? If they reject you, will you reject yourself? So we don't have political future at the end of it. Mark my word, if care is not taken, Chibuike Amechi is going to be the next president of Nigeria. And if you don't take time, he will sell South and Southeast and go and develop Kafanchan, Kwatangora. He will go and develop Niger, develop the whole world, and your region will be highly impoverished. Don't I like him as a man? But you see, he's not the one speaking anymore. Something speaks on his behalf. These people can't trust you. These people cannot rely on you. These people understand that you are not there for them. There is already existence of the influence of political apathy. If we are not doing that, our people are rejoicing. Hey, let me be vice. Hey, let me be vice. Governor Wike will be the vice of Atiku. Rogers Okorocha should be the vice of Tinubu. Who again? David Umahi should be the vice of Babangida. My governor Ukowa should be the vice of Marian Babangida or Aisha Buhari. We are happy. Oh, Edwin Clark, we encourage you. Oh, yeah, do that. This is because we don't have political future. And then let's look at it the other way around. Why can't they be our vice? And now let me give you my heart. If you are a Biafran, a genuine one, who have not sold his conscience, if you are human as a Yoruba, if you are a genuine person as Hausa Fulani, let me tell you, the next person that is supposed to rule this country is Igbo man. And so any Igbo man canvassing for Hausa Yoruba Fulani to be the president. If I insult you this evening, I will not be happy with myself, so I will not insult you. Go and re-examine yourself. Never allow Igbo man to rule again. Naira is so over there before us. This issue, we cannot address it. It's hate speech. And we are all playing to the gallery. Because of political apathy, we can't address these issues. We are romancing them. This is the turn of Igbo man. Those of you from the south, step aside. Those of you from the southwest, northeast, north up, northwest, north, but everywhere, step aside. Let the Igbo man rule. It's not as if he's going to bring heaven. It's not as if he's going to bring a miracle. But of course it is to be expected. Because if the Igbo man does not rule, if the Igbo man does not exercise his right as a Nigerian, Ogoni, you can't be president. Aboma, you can't be president. Urobo Shekiri, you can't be president. Ikuri, you can't be president. We all know what happened in the case of Good Luck. But such miracle come once in a millennium. Did you not see how he was chased out from there? If we had a political bedrock, everybody from across this region, you start from somewhere. You start from somewhere. Where are we going to start from now? Everybody have started running haywire already. We do not have future. Politically, we don't have future. This is the disadvantage. These are the fruit of political apathy. And so the solution and the aim of this evening broadcast is to consider the stage that we are at the moment on this Biafra restoration project. It is clearly evidence that we cannot progress further until these issues are addressed. And so, considering the challenges of political apathy which we face in our region, there is need to create a credible platform which will not only benefit our people economically, politically, and otherwise, but in all fronts. This eventually will enable the people of Biafra project their issues and demand beyond the Nigerian state, but across Africa and the global community. for a proper re-evaluation of our demand, which are backed by the universal law. When this issue of political apathy is addressed, when you go and get your PVC, when we create a platform that will enable us, congregate around one another, bring up initiatives, mind-blowing initiative that is able to affect positively every area of our life, politically and otherwise. Then, with this platform, we can be able to make our stand known to the world, to the global community, to the Nigerian state. Our panelists on yesterday's program, they said something. We don't need to fight about this Biafra issue. We don't need to do no, we don't need to do this. Only when it's necessary. All we need to do is, this is what we want. It's our right. And then people begin to discuss it. People begin to discuss it. That is why the EU issue was discussed maturely. Because they had the existence of the political bedrock. We don't have that. We go to the United Nations. I have said this in many of my broadcasts. The man in charge of DSS Port Harcourt, I don't know his name as of the time I was arrested, he was telling me what you people are doing is rubbish. He said, let me tell you, if while we are talking now, I heard then Nnamdi Azikiwe was not dead. He says somebody like Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe go to the floor of the United Nations and say we want Biafra. He said from that day I know Biafra will come. But this thing all of you are doing, no Biafra, nothing like Biafra. Of course, Nnamdi Azikiwe is dead. There are people who will much bigger power than Nnamdi Azikiwe. Because this is a new era. But there is no platform for such people to operate without being tagged the terrorists, secessionists, or whatever name they want to call them. Because in the ordinary circumstance, these are matters you discuss like the way you discuss the issue of passing bill for petroleum embezzlement. And when somebody stand up and say, yes, we are putting this bill into motion, cattle must match every marketplace, destroy every farm, and nothing will happen. Because this is the Federal Republic of Cattle. So give us cattle ranching, give us cattle polony, give us cattle everything. And when you finish speaking, another one will inside the honorable, supposedly honorable floor of the Senate. And another one we say the cattle are not happy. Before they used to have a pathway where they used to walk around. Now government have dualized the pathway. They have put crota and semen. The cow are not happy any longer. So since their former pathway have been crotad, let us give them the place that is not crotad so that the cow can be moving. If you agree, say nay. If you don't agree, say K. Say K. Then they pass it into motion. It becomes a bill passed into motion. If they can discuss all these things on the floor of the Senate, why can't people like Abadibe stop pretending and any other person stop pretending and then on this very floor and said, we do respect this floor, this honorable house. This yearning, this crying from our people for so long is unbearable any longer. I can't go home because our people are actually very bitter about the situation of Nigeria. First of all, our land is not allowed to be developed. Second of all, we are being disenfranchised. Third of it, we do not have this and we do not have that. These issues I'm presenting it to this Senate, let it be addressed. Will heaven fall? Will heaven fall? But of course, there is no evidence of political bedrock. These are matters you should discuss and let people look at it and say, gentlemen, it's okay. And then they begin to do something about it. But meanwhile, while we are busy here looking for who to destroy, cast accession, use delegated words on them, my brother, they are enjoying it. They are having a feast day. So unknown government, do your job. Kill everybody. Kill everybody. The game is changing already, but I know you are not aware. China Sanwo is still telling you there is hope. Chike Doziem is still giving you there is hope. There is hope. In a team, don't worry. In conclusion, this agenda must be initiated, as this is one of the major reasons why the de facto customary government of Biafra have been put in place in the first place, which also reviews some of the functions of the pro-Biafran group like the Biafra Nation Alliance, among others. The de facto customary government is here, working in coordination with other pro-Biafran group to create this platform. First and first, we may have our own political party. We may choose to stand in affiliation with any existing political party. There are plans that have been formulated, policies already, which I'm not privileged to share here. But when this platform is created, when this sickness known as political apathy is put aside and redefined, and then everybody working simultaneously, heading towards the same direction, my brother, I tell you, we will get home. Every other pro-Biafran group already are falling in place and doing what is necessary. Some are constantly calling for the devolution of power. Some are asking for a constitutional review, of course, talking about the 1999 constitution. Some are asking for restructure, regional autonomy, resource control, Bill of Rights, Igbo presidency, and we are asking for Biafra. They are all supposed to be on the same table. And then they begin to review them one after the other. And then at the end of the day, the Yoruba man will understand that it is not the hatred I have for Yoruba that will make me or is making us to agitate for Biafra. Fulani should know that we will remain as neighbor forever and ever. Except they have to move back to Fitajalon. Everybody will know we are going to remain here. And if we have to remain here, then we're going to be neighbor. And then I can go to Fulani man house, Hausa man house, eat food, drink water, and then move ahead. Some of these things happening today will not happen. Because the Fulani, when Nigeria divide, we know that they are even enslaved inside this Nigeria. At this moment, I will stop at this place. The advice still go back to the same thing. Make sure you get your PVC. If you have not registered, go and register for your PVC. You must vote for somebody, honestly. Go and get involved. You cannot score goal when you are not in the pitch. You must be in the pitch before you can score goal. At this moment, our lines are open. If you can access it and you have any contribution to make, you're free to call in and make your contribution. As always, our direct line is 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971 is our direct line. I repeat for the last time, the direct line is 081-221-52971. And then the WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. 070-815-45642. That is the WhatsApp line. And if for any reason you are not able to access the studio line and you have access to my social media platform, you are free to call in and make your contribution from that very platform. And of course, do not forget that we are on FM relay station 100.5, some areas in Anambra and some areas in Port Harcourt. Those of you within Ogbaru, Mpo, Tere, Aziz, and it casts its radio frequency up to the one in Anambra casts its radio frequency up to Nzene Junction, Ogbawusa and its environment. And then those of you in Port Harcourt around Ubiwale, Rumigbo, Rumomo, Rumorosi, Umokuta, and Rumokuro, Rumodomanya, and some areas of Rukboko, Igirita, some area of Igirita, some area of Eneka, Eliusu, and the rest on its environment. You can get them there. Of course, effort is being made to make sure that everybody, every Biafran here gets this information. We are on Simple Radio, we are on app, we are on satellite, and so many more other platforms. Do not relent. Look for any pro-Biafran group you are in love or you believe in their ideology and join them. All of us must get involved. All of us must do the needful. I encourage you to join the Biafra Nation Alliance, who are part of the last defense outpost for our people. The lines are open. You're free to call in, and I'll be back in a minute.
United Nation, you gave us law of self-determination. We followed your principles in freedom fighting. But why does the life of a black man doesn't matter to you all? Biafrans are being massacred in large quantities. Instead of getting help from you people, you called us shit.
This is the story of Biafrans who died on the road of freedom. This is the story of the motherless searching for a lovely home.
They were shot by the military. No one knew about it all began.
A painful history, living a life of misery. United Nations, why did you let the children die? United Nations, why did you let the children cry? United Nations, why did you let the Africans fall? United Nations, why did you let the children fall? Did you let the children fall? Did you let the children fall?
We are known for being blunt about the truth. Federal and world bodies can't even deny this obvious proof that these kids were starved to death. None of them were left. Together we stand against this.
Yes, of course, we must continue to progress. I am joined by one of us. Can you hear me? Call on WhatsApp.
Yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon. Yeah, this is the Celeste calling from New York.
Oh, wow.
Aye.
Anytime,
they are no Louis. That is Obi Asoma wene. Obi Asoma wene. Because he remaining the way why what I call ya otano. The only thing is that kikeni one kesi ekwensu bumewenya. So one man the actual way to go while they confused kiken because yama bega lala right can the cano with all the whole shenanigans in here le mefone law wedu mebu ejihmob ya here dey back boy interior motive ya otano but in chukwu abiago beda sharp wonyenya marile ozo eyin te shiko le ohun awozo because chukwu when any plan and the plan chukwu when any wo planning kezigbi here ya ogimele enyiwe iwu ndị de facto government kikeniwo Biafran de facto government ndị rieba ho chukwu mepuwenya niwe gizuopo ha ndị wenyi ndị Biafra. So this political revolution okay. Yes. Eziokuro, that is true. I actually want to, I really want to thank you, my brother, for the great job that you are doing because this is not easy. It's not an easy thing at all to be on the radio. It's very easy for so many people to say, "Oh, I can do it. If I'm there, I will do better." My brother, that is a big lie. They can't do anything. It is not easy, my brother. It's not easy. So I would really want to thank you for the great work that you are doing. You are doing a very, you're doing a very marvelous work, because anytime I hear your voice, I feel like, yes, this is the kind of man we need. This is the kind of person we need to really sensitize our people. Because for you to be on that radio, or for you to be somebody who, who will actually carry out the true position, or the true action of this struggle, we must have someone that is tough. We need tough people, because weak people cannot stand the abuse and insult from our people. And the reason why they are insulting is because they are still in the shackles of darkness. Their eyes have not opened yet. So what am I trying to say? Now that we are going into this new dispensation, which is the political revolution, that's what I call it. This is the time our people have to understand that without political, in anything we are doing, we are just wasting time. There was this video one time. I don't know if I'm coming out clear, my brother.
Loud and clear, and the world is listening. You're coming out loud.
All right, God bless you. Thank you. There was this video I watched from Ambazonia, how one of their representatives came out to speak for their people in their National Assembly or something, where he had to, where he brought the issue of the Ambazonia, why will his people be killed just like that because they needed freedom? This is the type of people that we actually needed right now. People who will go to the House of Rep, people who will represent us, either if they are governor or their state, their representative. At least someone has to be there to bring the issue of Biafra, present it to the table and said, this is what we want. This is a legit thing. Nobody will lock you up. Nobody will carry gun and kill you at the end of the day. Nobody will come to the street and start looking for young people that have dreams to kill. There will be no guns. There will be no bullets. Our nation will come peacefully, without fighting, without killing anybody. That is the type of nation that we want to have. We don't want to have a nation where before we even have the nation, they will kill everybody. So who is going to live in the nation? Who is going to stay in that nation? Who is going to prevail over the affairs of the nation? So this is something that we need to really think and do. The right thing is let our people go and register, get their PVC. Get their PVC when it is time for us to come out. We understand that, yes, the Constitution right now, which we are all, into, has a problem. We understand that the Constitution of Nigeria is a devilish constitution, and the Constitution is what is putting us into all this mess. We understand that. But at the same time, if we still didn't come out to vote, we know the country we are into. At the end of the day, they will give you their own choice of person to rule over you. You understand me? So our people need to understand that without politics now, we are going nowhere. They need to come out, go and register. When it's time for us to bring our own person, a trustworthy person that we trust, that we know, that can deliver, that can present our case before the international community, before the Nigerian government and everybody, then we are good to go. So that is my advice. This is not the time of where we have to be, where we have to be wasting our time. We have wasted too much time in getting the struggle right. I think this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time. Let our people now decide whether they will get Biafra or they will they will continue to live in this mess they are, that is called Nigeria. Yes, of course. Right now, we are all Nigerians. Even if you are in abroad, those people that don't even have their paper yet, they still carry Nigerian passport. You understand me? And if they are going back home, they don't stay in the airport and say they are going to Biafra. They will buy their ticket, and that will make their destination in Nigeria. That says Nigeria is their destination. It's not Biafra. So they should understand that right now we are still in that contraption called Nigeria. But while we are in that construction called Nigeria, we still need to do what we have to do to get our freedom in a legal way, in the right way, which is the political process, because everything is by process. So my brother, I want to thank you so much for the great work that you are doing. You are doing a very marvelous work. We are tired of losing our people. We are tired of losing our youth. We are tired of crying, mourning, even though they are not related to us personally, but in one way or the other, they are still our children. They are still our mother. They are still our father. You understand? If they are all gone, who's gonna be there? Who's gonna live in that land? Who's gonna represent us tomorrow? So the best way is to stop and reduce the way our people are dying right now. We are tired of mourning. We've been mourning since 2013, since we started the IPOB thing. Is about killing, burning of house, doing other evil things happening in our land. Enough is enough of all these things. So let us sit down and think very well. This political way that the de facto government has brought in now is the real direction. Is the real deal. You understand? So I want to thank you, my brother. Keep doing what you are doing. We are solidly behind you. We are solidly behind you. You understand? God bless you so much. Maybe I will call in again if I have time tomorrow, if you're on broadcast tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you
and
very
God
much.
Bless you.
Thank you very much. And of course, the truth cannot be overemphasized. It's going to take all of us to deliver all of us. The message cannot be changed. The narrative remains the same. We are in people in dire need of freedom. Freedom from so many areas, most of which we enslaved ourselves. But of course, this is the time we'll confront situation in the right manner and direction. I'm joined by Dr. Okado at this moment. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, please.
Good evening, sir, from here, and welcome to the program.
Good evening, ONYIBE. Good evening, and good evening to all their friends and all our listeners and well-wishers. Thank you for having me. Well, it has been some time, and then kudos for my effort. My warm greetings to our comrade, Diokba Uche Celestine. He has spoken well, and I have to second him. Well, I do also extend my warm greetings from here. When winter, maybe it might be cool, and there were warm greetings from here to Pillar, Alhaji Dokubo Asare. As we can see, he has been relating to the public in general, to Biafrans in general, and Nigerians. These days, I think all his speeches has a very strong moral background, and he's very sincere in his speeches. He's speaking as a son of the soil, and as I said, backed up with all the moral background of his motive for those speech. So yes, I do, and of course, the interim parliament of government of Biafra do express our solidarity to him, and we know that he's a man of few words. He's not the talkative type or the ranting type. So we stand by him and do express our solidarity to him. Same thing goes to our deputy, Lady Anibogo. Kudos to all of them. And at the same time, I do extend my greetings to the members of Interim Parliament of the government of Biafra for all the good work they have been doing these days. Well, on the media, particularly, I know that the weight of the present responsibility lies so much on the media. You've been doing wonderfully well. I think a new series of important awareness on the issue of the political participation and representation seem to have been taken off. On 2nd of this month, February, I didn't participate, but I followed the important program of the Opachidera Ondogen, which was titled The Importance of Local Politics in Biafra Land. That was very great and straight to the point. We need more of that. And as of yesterday, being the 3rd, we had a very interesting debates and discussions. One coordinated by our strong lady, Jen Wanchuku. That's creation of Pro-Biafran Independent Political Party under the auspices of BN Epundis. I think that was a very nice construction, and I think, as they rightly made mention, is a plausible solution to the gender system imposed by the Nigerian government. On the same day, I think we had from Canada also, from our brother, Mazio Okuyomuka. He had also an interesting term, which was, I quote, every choice has an opportunity cost. Very, very iconic term. And of course, we have made our choice, but have been unfortunate with the opportunity, and opportunity comes back once. It's time that we should be aware of that, knowing that if you missed the opportunity, the cost to be paid, maybe to amend or gain it back, is very, very heavy. So I think that was a nice topic also, and quite unfortunate that I couldn't participate due to official reasons. Then today, we've picked up your term, which is also very wonderful, the need to save ourselves from political apathy. Well, I'm just reading them out because they're all very current and pertinent topics, which the media group has been putting great effort, and is part of the creation of awareness and education. So kudos to you all. Great appreciation for all the endeavor. Well, I should say that we have to keep on moving this way. Of course, the objective would be achieved as hope. So the issue now is that all is revolving around civic political education of our people. This is very, very important because when we talk about the civic political education of our people, what we are speaking practically, why I normally include the word civic to that political is that Our people, we have witnessed different political experiences in our life, in our area or territory. Many has been devilish, many has been deceitful. So that's the reason why we are forced to attach that word civic, and why we are using this phrase of civic political education. A way of telling our people that to do things correctly for the common good is a duty, and not a game of cheat or manipulations. So what we are, the government of Biafra, de facto customary government, we are interested in civic political education of our people, because we strongly believe that this civic political education with its legal implication must be won. And if we can be able to achieve that, that's the restoration we're talking about. I think Edoziuno, in one of his literary works, he made a very symbolic comparison. When we are talking about this, we are talking about concrete realities of life that is linked up to this phrase we are using. Calling it like this, it sounds abstract, but it's concrete reality of our life. When we are talking about civic political education, you think about concrete realities like certificate of birth, educational qualifications, marriage certificates, business and corporation certificates, ownership of property certificate, even up to many others, and even that of death certificate. What does this mean? It means letting our people understand how these are related to our life, both from the point of view of the restoration of our nation and the nation in which we are presently living. When we understand that all these things are intermingled, we can then know to what extent and how, moment and how, we should address our citizenship. And that calls in the question. If you remember, when we started earlier this discussion, we started to let our people understand that whoever is telling you that you're not a Nigerian is being deceitful to you. It's not a proper civic education. So that education can be given, but it's deceitful education. It can be the politrick type of education. The civic political education, meaning the one that has moral and ethical basis, is that to let our people know that you are Biafrans by fact and customary identity, and at the same time Nigerian citizen by political identity. Because knowing this, one might say, is it possible to live these two identities? It's very, very possible, and it's not deceitful. It's very, very possible. Because not only us, here in England, where we live, there's a moment when a Scottish will tell you that he is a Scottish or she's a Scottish. There's a moment when somebody from Wales will tell you that he or she's from Wales. So what I mean, and there's a moment they will all together say that they are from United Kingdom. So that's a practical example. So, and then this would have been the education we would have given our people to let them understand the time, and it should have been. And I think God will help us to let our people understand this. This is the point where, and that's the primary scope and objective of the government of Biafra de facto customary government. Our people need to understand this Presently, with the present status of the government, we have to present ourselves as Biafran citizens by fact and customary identity, and Nigerian citizens by political identity. And that causing the reason why we are talking about political representation and participation. Because that's important. It's important. Because if we exclude ourselves from being Nigerian, we block that way or make it impossible. We exclude ourselves. It becomes like self-infliction Nnamdi Kanu did to himself in extension to others. So we shouldn't embark or have imbibed or adopted that kind of civic education. So this is the reason under our dual identity, we can effectively be represented and participate in politics, particularly with the focal objective for the effective governance of our local territories. At this focal objective, maybe in extension there may be others. And what's the objective? If we can do this, we've achieved the famous civic political empowerment. And what is that? That's the restoration we're talking about. So we have to open our eyes very well. What I am hoping and praying is that the more we create the awareness, we have to also embark on practical steps so that we won't reduce it only to talk shop, because it's something that is practical, it's realizable, and then we have to talk and do it. We have to talk and take action over it. We have driven this project or proposal home by using realistic jingles to the hearing of our citizens. We did it practically. They are all realistic jingles to our citizens. The citations in the jingles are well known. Our citizens can look for it. I think one of them comes from our beloved son and father, Senator Ben Murebus, who represented Bayelsa East. And the other is from Honorable Onyagocha, who was Owerri federal constituency representative. So if you can see, if our illustrious sons and fathers can stand in the pulpit of the federal house and state such a position, both historical and current, think of what we might be able to do in the houses of assembly of our territories. And then what is unfortunate is that while this has been able to be initiated, or this point being scored within the federal houses, you may not believe it that in no house of assembly of our various Biafran states that they have been able even to mention the word Biafra. Who would have been the people that should have been in the front line to do that? So this is the anomaly in what we are talking about, and why there has been deviance in the civic political education of our people. And I think is a primary objective that the government of Biafra, de facto government, has set to achieve within a time frame. As we may not tell you that to achieve this will take 10 years or will take, no, it's not, it can take, we've told you that the important date in history we are targeting is that of 2023. And then it's clear. It requires collective participation. It has started now. You can make your own contribution by registering. If you're a father of a family or mother of a family, sensitize your children, those that are of age to vote. If you're a university student, you must be an ambassador to the Biafran people and citizens for this. Everyone should participate. We have to pass the information hand to hand, mouth to mouth. That's how it is done. It's a very important thing. We have to mobilize ourselves, get our PVC. That's the beginning. And that's the successful beginning we have to do now. So, it is easy, it is achievable. We have to take note of that. What we are doing is that a foundation that has been led for us, but unfortunately, we fall into the hands of scammers who have misled us for a long time now. But we still thank God that we didn't drown, though we were tricked, but we were also able to realize ourselves. If what we are talking today manifested itself in the First Republic, Biafra, the first head of state of the Republic of Biafra, Odumegwu Ojukwu, showed this symbolic example of what we are talking today, but of which we hadn't the foresight. In 1983, when he came back from exile, he was involved in active participation in politics because he knew that within the context of our time now, remember the word context I've been saying most times is very, very important. At the first Republican experience, the context was that of military dictatorship. But now, contemporarily, present time, what we have is a democratic contest. And when in a democratic contest, you are speaking contrary to that, maybe speaking like if you're in you risk many things. Apart from being killed unjustly or indulging on illegitimate activities, that might also misconstrued or destroyed the objective. So what I mean, our first head of state, Odumegwu Ojukwu, signaled this. He went to the extent of founding a political party, the present ABGA, where we have today, that won the last Anambra election. Bias is name. He was the founder. But then it's time also, while we move on, we have to question ourselves. Why did we sideline such effort, or why didn't we have foresight on that? So I think those in diaspora, they have many questions to answer in regards to that. Mostly, I'm accusing fully. I mean, as I said, remember last time I apologized to our people that what has befallen our people in our homeland could be linked to those in diaspora that promised to bring democracy, rule of law to them. Now, what they succeeded giving to them is anarchy. So that's the reality, and they are duty bound to find a way to solve the problem that they have created. Why I'm making all this emphasis is that I am accusing directly the World Igbo Congress they played a disgraceful role in all this, considering the embodiment of personalities they have. So when we're talking about all this sequence of our political evolution, it's quite unfortunate that no one within their group had all this foresight. They continued chasing aesthetics, because had even if they had a thorough foresight, they can be able to, even if at the first instance they were skeptical about Nnamdi Kanu, even second time they want to give consideration, they would have been able to evaluate him well and not what. Even the point is that at the time they were able to show maybe their dynamism and what they stand for. They were also drawn into MS, and now they are keeping silent. It's quite unfortunate. So what I mean, what we are talking today, government of Biafra, de facto government, we've not invented the moon. We've not gone to the moon. What we're trying to say, we're trying to follow our legacy on grounds of morals and ethics. And as we said, under civic duty. That's what we are. The duty we owe to our people and to our collectivity and to ourselves. So the issue is that the first Republican Biafra, they were very sensitive. You can imagine at the point, at the time of armed conflict with Nigeria, at the peak, I mean, while the war was going on between both, our patrons were still able, talking about memorandum of understanding with Nigeria, in which, in a white paper, in which they were proposing that no matter how the conflict goes, it's going to be that the relationship, there's going to be a kind of Commonwealth relationship or common line of policies. Because as I was saying, you can see that the ethnic nationalities that make up Nigeria, none of them can talk about being more Nigerians than us, as I've said before. So this was even the line of action, the First Republic, during the Bellic period, even while the war was going on. So, and then you can see that this goes with what we're trying to say, that even under the de jure, full legal recognition of Republic of Biafra, restored Republic of Biafra, there should be, we don't exclude such relationship. There could still be commonwealth between Biafra and Nigeria, or common line of policies. This is exactly the relationship that Britain is living with countries like Scotland or Wales. There's a certain moment in their existence, current existence, there's certain areas where they share their commonwealth. There are certain points where they share their common line of policies, and there are certain issues where everyone will depend on his destiny. So this is what our patrons, our forefathers. This is the kind of legacy they have there. And as you can see, Nnamdi Azikiwe, you made mention, I just wanted to make mention of him, our great father and patriot. And remember the first president of Republic of Nigeria, famously known as father of Nigerian nationalism. Why I'm making I'm mentioning all this is that when I made reference that our forefathers were the founders, so I am not only trying to invent, that was the reality of it. So you see, our great patriot and father, Nnamdi Azikiwe, made a very wonderful effort. Like in your speech when you were saying that the reference you made about someone saying till a strong personality from Biafra goes to UN. Zik did that. Zik did that during the First Republic. There is evidence of that in which he led his way to the United Nations for a plebiscite between Nigeria and Biafra. The details are still available. Is in the Biafran archive. Even Chinache Achebe made reference on that in his book. That was in a country, Biafra. He made reference to that. He led his way, presented a memo to United Nations, but you can see the Secretary General of United Nations as of that time, Utam, was remember, even after his death, the dirty politics he played with Biafra still tarnished his image. Even if I'm not mistaken, that led to him committing suicide, because what I mean, he played a very dirty politics to the dismay of many nations of the world. So, but he didn't. So it's important to mention this, that even for the sake of Biafra, Azikiwe played this particular role. And then not to talk about maybe the victims, which even in one of your accompanying music that was made mention. So practically what I'm trying to say, my brother, I'm sorry I'm taking much of your time, but you can see what we are doing is just a legacy. We made a mistake because we deviated from the legacy, the wonderful patrimony and legacy that was left to us. So now we have to pick it up, dust it, study it, because we lacked the understanding. That was the reason. It's time that we have to go back to it, review it, update it, clean it up. The signal for that has been given by Senator Ben Mure Bruce and Ruth Onyagocha. There are those that we know. Forget about Abaribe acrobacy and aestheticism, similar to Nnamdi Kanu's approach. That one, I think in this, he's not being realistic, because I'm not talking as a young man. I have been a legislator, as I continue repeating. He has all that power to say or to do many things, to bring to light. At least you can see how Senator Ben Mure Bruce took the historical angle and prudently said it. And then Honorable Onyagocha took the militant aspect. So what I mean, there are many angles, but the unfortunate thing we have been experiencing with the fake political, let me call it pro-Nigerian Biafran politicians, is that many of them are even afraid to mention the word Biafra. You may not believe it. Even they may not publicly have the courage to mention that, even publicly. Why I'm saying this, even before, even in this rank of Senator Ben Mure Bruce, I think even we can, without mentioning words, include also Soludo, because not because he has been elected currently as governor, but I followed his discussion when Chidoka presented a book on Biafra, which he was, I think, the presenter, the relator of that book. So he spoke very well too. So what I mean, not the problem we have is that not many of our sons and daughters have this courage to say or to portray the civic political education the right way it should be. And so that's what the government of Biafra, de facto customary government, has set to do. It's practical, and we must achieve that by God's grace. So more grace to our team media, to our media team. You are doing so well. I think I leave it there, and thank you for giving me all this opportunity to express my opinion. And all hail Biafra. That's what I should say. And don't forget, we are Biafran citizens by fact and customary identity, and Nigerian citizens by political identity. Thank you very much, ONYIBE. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kado, for joining this program. And of course, the people of Biafra, like Dr. Kado has said, there is need for us to study the legacy that is left behind for us. There is need for us to exploit it and then make proper use of it.
I called for the creation of the sovereign state of Biafra. It is within my right as a legislator to do that on the floor of the House of Representatives. If I don't do it there, where else do you want me to do? Do you want me to carry out?
As we prepare for Nigeria election come 2023 in Biafra land, being at the center of decision making is the only way to restore Biafra. You can only score the goal when you are inside the pitch, and this is why we encourage you to go get a voter's card, also known as PVC, for effective and peaceful governance in Biafra. This message is endorsed by Biafra de facto customary government.
Yes, of course, Biafra must be free. The lines are still open in case you are able to make this call through. You are free. But of course, aside that, we are inching closer to the end of the program. There is need for us to deliver ourselves from political apathy, like I have said. That a mindset of lack of being interested, ignoring politics, disassociating oneself from political matters. That era is gone. You really need to be in the pitch before you can dream of scoring goal. We are at another crossroad, and there is need for us to reconsider the issue at hand. That is the only place we can be able to forge ahead.
Why did you erase the bite of Biafra from the map of Nigeria? Nobody has a right to erase a name, bite of Biafra from the map, put it back on the map. You have no right to put it back on the map.
As Nigeria prepares for its general election come 2023 in Biafra land, bite of Biafra shall be placed back in the world map. Go get your voter's card, also known as PVC, for effective and peaceful governance in Biafra. This message is endorsed by Biafra de facto customary government.
And of course, on this note, we will be winding down. Tomorrow is another day. We continue from where we stop. I encourage every Biafran to rise up and do the needful. Look for a pro-Biafran group and join. Most especially those you believe in their ideology. It is going to take all of us to save all of us. Those of you who are interested in joining the de facto customary government, or you want to join the Biafra Nation Alliance or any other pro-Biafran group, of course, you can send your details across or contact any of our social media platform. Audio Guinea is there, and Dr. Wokenkwo is there, Mazi Okuyawoka is there, and of course, I am here. Our administrators across the globe usually come online to give out their details. You can contact them and be part of this great move. Believe me, our people must know what is obtainable and should be ready to do their duty for Biafra. On this note, I sign off from here. Tomorrow is another day. We'll continue from where we stop. I appreciate all of you who has called in to make your contribution. Thank you very much. An apology to those of you I may not be able to take your call at this moment. And so I say good night from here, and God be with us. Bewonu.
The more we fight together, 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 the more we fight together, and stronger we shall be. The more we fight together, 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 the more we fight together, and stronger we shall be. Rising sun, rising sun. Fight. us. Hey.